Draetopia, once a realm of peace and serenity, then turned to darkness and despair. The monsters coming out of the deep and the dense jungles to annihilate and destroy, consume and burn, to delete the light from existence. Dre held his own for a long time. As king of his lands, he held true and held back the darkness with the help of his many, many soldiers. But it was not to be, and he knew that eventually he would be overrun. As such, he tasked his engineers with a feat so huge, so profoundly unique to anything that had ever been done before, that it was called impossible. Nay, it was called insanity. But it happened. They worked day and night, day after day, night after night, weathering the storm that was the attacks of the monsters, and eventually Draetopia took flight. This was the flight of Draetopia. Ahar, mateys! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, IcyCaress here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Colony Survival, and I am so excited to show you what I have been working on this past week. Well, the top secret project, which isn't so secret anymore since you saw the intro to this video, but there's no point in doing a grand reveal like this. Dun dun dun! Oh wow, this is quite possibly the biggest project I've ever done. Hang on, my camera broke. There we go. Okay, camera is no longer broken. This is quite possibly the biggest project I've ever done, and most definitely the biggest fan project I have ever done. Now let me just clear my inventory real quick so I can run around and show you guys. I'm gonna need to get some bread here. I want to give you guys a quick little tour of this ship and kind of talk over how I built it and why I built it the way it is. So first thing you guys need to know is this is a fan project. This is me building something for another YouTuber I have great respect for, namely Draegast. The entire thing is called the Flight of Draetopia. Draegast built a ship, and I thought to myself, you know what? I wanna build a ship for him that can fly. Because a lot of you guys are telling me, Icy, we want you to make a sky colony. Icy, we want you to make an airship. So, you know, Icy, we want you to make a boat. So I kind of combined all of those and made it for another YouTuber, Draegast. You know, if you don't know who Draegast is, what the hell? Go check him out. He's good people. He is good people. So this is the front of the ship. I don't know if this is the bow or the helm or what. I don't know boat terms. I had to study masts to build this. I didn't know how masts work, and I had to study them to figure out how to build this, but that's fine. These are the front cannons, two light cannons that just sit in the front, and if anything comes along that's nasty, kind of like a dragon, it gets shot straight out of the air. Now moving back here, you can see there's a bunch of guys without any path. Now this is deliberate, and these guys are all just standing around here without path. This guy, he's running over to the crafting table over there. We got guys running about the deck constantly crafting useless stuff. Namely, what they're actually crafting, if you look in here, is infinite number of crates. But I'm also going to up the number of arrows because I kind of want them to craft some arrows as well. Moving backwards, these are almost like turret spots here. Did kind of like where the archers would stand. They were initially all going to be cannons, but I thought to myself, you know what, that'd be a bit too far. You know, these guys, they have just taken off. They're still building this ship. This ship is still being built in midair. So, you know what, let's just strap a huge cannon on the back. This is what I call Big Bertha. This is the biggest cannon on the ship. She can, okay, that was close. She basically takes out any targets that are coming from behind the ship, which, as you can see, the captain's cabin is right there. So Big Bertha needs to keep the captain safe. A giant flat cannon. It just looks sick. I love the look of that. I'm pretty proud of how that turned out. Now looking at the mast, you can see the front mast is sort of a steering mast. I kind of came up with that idea from a sailboat. If this is in the air, a rudder's not going to do anything. Let's be fair, rudder, kind of useless. But a rudder sail, now that can turn the ship. Add that to the fact that these over here are, oh, siege mode activated. What? Okay, whatever. Add that to the fact that these here can turn and twist. They can't actually turn and twist in the game, but they can turn and twist to sort of angle themselves. This ship has full aerial maneuverability, and then these sails, these ones are billowed out. I decided to only have one set of sails actually functioning at the moment. As you see, these ones are all strapped up and waiting to be unfurled by the crew should there ever be a need for them. But since we're on cruise mode, we just kind of have these two sails just gently blowing us forward, which is fine, you know. You don't really need sails in the air anyway. They just kind of exist because, well, I mean, this is a converted ship. This is literally an airship, which is funny to me. I don't know why. So let's moving down. Also, if you guys, hang on, before we do that, if you guys want to know the scale of these blades, I don't know if there's any engineers out there among you, but I highly doubt these would be enough to lift this airship in real life. But this is the scale of the blades. Screw jumping in that when these are on, you would just be minced. Absolutely minced. And I had to try and curve the blades themselves to make it look like it was, well, make it look like it was actually on, because it's kind of difficult to do that. This is the top of the ship from above. You can see HMS DRAETOPIA is imprinted on the sides of the ship, proudly declaring the owner of this build. And yeah, let's move into the cargo hold. This is the cargo hold doorway, basically. It's kind of being strapped up by a bit of rope there and locked down so that the top is open. And this is where the colonists sleep. Now, it is nighttime right now. Let me switch it to daytime. There we go. It is now daytime, and as you can see, the colonists, well, they become very active during the daytime. There's a lot of jobs for them to do. There's one or two people, again, with no jobs. You can see that there's about a few hundred here. These guys are just peasants. They're just like men, women, and children who didn't have a job before. Maybe the old and infirm. I don't know. But let's just take a look at the storage rooms here. So this is one storage room. There's not very much stored here, obviously, as you can see. And then this is the other storeroom. And this is the reason why there's not very much stored in there, because there is a lot stored in here. The reason why they're also, all the crafters are crafting storage containers is because they're going to fill this up. And you'll see why they need that in a second. But let's move on real quick. These guys are our grinders. They are currently waiting for the first harvest to be done. The harvest is coming from downstairs. And this right here is an exhaust pipe, because all of these ovens are bound to generate some smoke. You don't want that building up inside the ship. So it gets captured and it gets spat out here into this little smoke trail, which I thought was a cool little addition on my part. I'm kind of glad I did that. But that's not all there is here. There is this. Now this, you might be thinking to yourself, what the fuck is this? This is a water container. What? Whoa. I'm kind of like swimming through the plaster. That was weird. This is a water container, which leads to the outside. It's sort of like a rainwater collector, I suppose. I just thought it'd be really cool to have like an exhaust pipe on one side and a water collector on the other. I just got this little spout idea. I was going to make it a funnel, but it just didn't look right to me. So yeah, a water container there for all our peasants to get all of their watering needs. And then in here, obviously there's going to be more storage, just kind of like piled up in the corners. So the front area of the ship is mostly, well, baking and storage, you know. It's because this is them storing the bread that they're that they're cooking. This is the water storage area, all storage, and storage. So that's sort of like the top end of the ship. Well, top end of the inside of the ship. It's mostly just, you know, people sleeping and storage. So yeah, and a couple of archers here and there to keep everyone in check. Although these guys, it's kind of eerie how they're just standing there waiting for a command. I might need to give them some more jobs. It's kind of creepy. Moving down, we then come to the captain's cabin, who's standing here crafting crates. Don't question it. I needed someone to stand here to pretend to be captain, or at least like first mate, while Dre comes along. And you can't actually see anything out of here. Had I built it a little bit lower, you would have had a great view, but wanted to make it look like it was really, really high, which is why I did it here. It's almost like it's above the cloud lines. But you can just imagine a captain sitting in his chair here. Yeah, you fuck off, I'm a captain there. Sitting in his chair, like spinning it around, because it's totally a spinny chair, just looking out the window and seeing mountains rolling past. How cool is that? And then obviously you got a chair here for whoever else is with the captain. But that's not all. We head over here. This leads up to the captain's quarters. Now, the captain doesn't actually sleep here because, well, getting peasants to sleep where you want them to is an absolute bitch. I highly doubt that Dre will actually find this, though, because it's kind of secreted away in here. And this is the farming district. Now, they've only just started farming. There we go. Okay, so now they have plenty of seeds to start putting down here. Now, you might be wondering to yourself why the stockpiles are all over there. This is for realism's sake, because you kind of need people moving around to make a ship feel alive, which is why it's been done like this. So they have to go all the way over there to collect their seeds and then all the way back here. It's not efficient by any means of the word. No, I agree, it's not efficient, but you know what? I think it looks better. I really do. And it's open for change if the owner of the ship wants to change it. So yeah, that's fine. It's fine. This is just an open area. I actually meant to block this off. Ignore that. And coming down, we come to the engine room, which is actually a bunch of people standing in front of, in front of these ovens waiting to cook stuff. And then, which again will probably be missed if ever Dre looks at this, in the back here, we got the exhaust pipes coming out the side. These are the exhausts that are spitting out the fumes at the back, leading into some complicated machinery that is busting along here, keeping the revolutions turning on those areas there. Now, because we don't have any actual crops yet, we can't use the revolutions to turn the wheat into flour, and the same for the ingots, because I haven't actually set up the miners' jobs yet. I'm gonna be doing that live on camera, so you guys can kind of see what the idea is. Now, this is all like mediocre jobs, you know, people living here, getting paid somewhat decently, but you know, there's always the thieves, there's always the bad people in your society, there's the people who just don't quite fit. Maybe they were born with a weird face or something, I don't know, it depends what kind of thing it is. But they work down here, and this is what we're going to be setting up as we go along here. This is going to be the mining area. This is where all the miners are going to come down. They're going to just chip away. And this is for all the bad people. This is like for the poor people. If you guys ever watch my series, okay, can I right click this? Can I right click this? So what I'm guessing is you need to be a bedrock in order to play some miners. And I had this issue before, and I was hoping the restart would fix it, but apparently not. But this is where the miners would be had we had any. Because we don't, well, I mean, well, not much I can do about that, is there? But yeah, and that's basically the ship. It doesn't look like much, does it? I mean, I have to, I'm very proud of this build. This is probably one of my best builds I've ever done. And I am really happy with it. But again, it doesn't look like much, and that's unfortunate because it actually took me 4 days, 4 solid days of work to get this finished, to get all this filled in, all these areas done. I had to redo the hull 3 times because I just wasn't happy with how it was turning out. I had to redo these discs twice each, except for this one, because this was the starter one. But I kept fucking up the other ones. I kept like making them one too small, and then the other time was one too big. But hey, you know what? I'd say this was well worth it. I want to know you guys' opinion in the comment section down below. I don't know what I'm going to build next. It might be another fan build, but I doubt it, because when I'm building something for someone else, I tend to put a lot more effort in than if I'm just building something for myself, which is what leads to perfectionist kicking in, which is what leads to me having 3 sleepless nights working on some stuff. So yeah. But otherwise, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Sorry I didn't upload yesterday. Again, I was working on this. I just had to drive to finish it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And if you did, you know what to do. Like, share, favorite, and subscribe. Share with your friends. If you have any people out there who know their boats, who know what boats are and how they work, send this to them. I want to be criticized because I did do a lot of studying to build this boat. You have no idea. About half a day studying boats, ships, masts, old ships, how big ships have to be to have multiple masts, what the masts actually look like, and actually this is inaccurate. There would be a 3rd smaller mast on top of the main mast, a 3rd smaller sail, sorry, on top of the main mast, but I didn't have time, or really, it didn't look good when I added it, would probably be the better thing to say there. It just looked off. So, you know what? I'd say it still works pretty goddamn well. So share it with your boat enthusiasts, share it with your airship enthusiasts. This is me now built the ship, which a lot of you were asking for, the airship, which a lot of you were asking for, and the spaceship, which a lot of you were asking for, and I have built the air colony, or the sort of like a lot of people asking me to build a sky city. This is all 4 of those things wrapped up into one epic package. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, If you did, you know what to do. Like, share, favorite, and subscribe, post a comment, all that fun stuff. If you want to influence my series in the future, check me out on patreon.com/IcyCaress. I was posting updates about this over the past 3 days constantly, non-stop, so that people will be kept up to date and so I could get opinions from them. So if you want to directly influence how my builds look in the future, that is definitely the place to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Bye-bye. Fucking 3 days of work for 15 minutes worth of recording. I have no life. Oh, sad face. Into the grave.